Morning, everybody. It's about 5 a.m. here, and getting ready to head out for the Colombia 4.0 conference. And excited for this conference. I'm gonna be there leaving today, which is Tuesday through Friday, so almost a full week. And I went 2 years ago and spoke there, and it was a really fantastic conference. So excited to head out. Hey, Gino. Catch you later. Arrived in Houston, Texas, waiting for my layover to Bogota. Houston Airport, you can order food right at one of these lounge tables here and work. Pretty cool. Hey folks, I'm chilling out here at the Centurion Lounge in Houston, preparing for my talk. There I am, making the game. So it looks like my presentation will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. Yeah, the talk I'm gonna give is about how to operate in this new world that we live in, where there's a lot of key trends that are occurring in the world. And based on these trends, what does that impact on how we live and work and start companies and build influence and things of that nature. And so hopefully, I don't know, it's a different talk from the kind of talks that I've given before, but hopefully it works out. All right, we arrived in Colombia, touchdown, and I gotta get out of the airport now. Sweet room, very nice, pretty solid, modern, clean, and pretty nice view. All right. All right, guys, Colombia 4.0. It's go time today. I'm gonna give my presentation. You can see the conference behind me. But excited to give this talk here at this conference, and hopefully it'll turn out okay.
30,000.
30,000. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's because it's really big because it's not just video games, but it's also animation and music.
Right.
Technology.
Okay, it's game time.
Bueno, vamos a seguir con nuestras presentaciones del traje de videojuegos en Colombia 4.0 versión 2019. Nuestro próximo speaker es Joseph King. Joseph ha trabajado en estudios como Sega y NBC Universal, entonces ya es un veterano de la industria que conoce mucho de ella y actualmente se encuentra en una travesía por empezar pues su propio estudio, y a raíz de eso y de contar su historia a través de diferentes medios nació lo que es ahora Game Makers. Entonces démosle una cordial bienvenida a Joseph. Come on.
Hablando de que en estos momentos.
Hey, Miikka, how's it going?
Hey, good, very good.
Can you tell us who you are and what you do?
I'm Miikka, Lutio, the VP of Partnerships at SuperScale.
Yep.
So I came here to check out Colombia 4.0.
Yeah, and we did an interview, right, back in GDC?
Yeah, it's good to see you again. Yeah, good to see you again.
Awesome. And why do you like Colombia 4.0?
I think it's like Colombia is a very fast-growing economy right now. One of the fastest-growing economies in the country, and it kind of like brings together the Latin American companies. So it's not just games, but I think it's kind of like slush of South America.
Right.
So for me, it's always interesting because of that. So it's just like kind of encompasses a lot of industries, not just games, and I kind of like that.
Okay, cool. Matej, how's it going?
Hey, all good.
Can you tell us who you are, what you do?
Yeah, my name is Matej Lancaric and I'm a director of UA. I work at SuperScale.
Okay. What's the secret to doing good UA?
I can't tell. I can't tell. Yeah, that's a very good question. It's a very good question. Yeah, we can talk about that for at least 2 hours.
Okay, and this is your first time to Colombia
Yeah.
4.0? How's it been so far?
I'm kind of tired.
Okay.
But all in all, pretty good.
Okay,
Really
you mentioned the nightlife, so what did you do?
Yeah, we went to one party yesterday, so I'm kind of holding up after that.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. All right, can you tell us who you are, what you do?
Hey Joseph, hi, I'm Ries, Derkman. I'm based out of Germany, in Berlin. I'm originally from the Netherlands and I'm consulting in games on the business side.
Okay.
I used to work for Spill Games and Flare Games in Germany.
That's
on the
probably how you
publishing.
know these guys, right?
Yeah, I know these guys for quite a long time. But yeah, it's good to be here.
And what's your objective in coming to Colombia 4.0?
Basically connecting more to the Latin American game developer community. I haven't been here before, so and I've been flying around the world to meet developers, but it's good to expand also the network in LATAM and see what's going on here and see what the studios are looking for and see if there's some businesses as well. So
Okay, awesome, thank you.
yeah, no worries.
I'm here with Daniel from RocketRide Games. How's it going, Daniel?
Oh, pretty good.
Okay, could you tell us a little bit about the company you work for and what you do?
We are RocketRide. We're agents. We're consulting agents.
Yeah.
So we help developers, studios make better games, better pitches. We help them out with connections for publishing, investment, and work for hire.
Right. And you're located here in Colombia?
Yes, I'm the Colombian part of the company. I manage most of Latin America and work around with the other countries, the other clients we have.
Hey guys, I'm here with Martin. Martin, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and the company that you work for?
Yeah, of course. I'm Martin from Nimble Giant Entertainment.
Uh-huh.
We are a studio that has been around for almost 20 years,
Okay.
based in Buenos Aires, Argentina. We do mostly PC and console games,
Okay.
shooters, MMOs, and strategy games.
And what's the main project that you're working on right now?
Right now it's Quantum League. It's a competitive 1v1 shooter arena
Uh-huh.
with time trial mechanic.
And when is that going to be released?
It's going to be released January 2020.
All right, awesome. We'll be looking
Yeah.
forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey everybody, quick intermission before we go back to the conference. But, up to this point, you've had a chance to meet with some of the other speakers at the conference. But after that, you'll actually be able to hear from some of the local game development studios and hear kind of what they're working on. So with them, you'll also be able to not only hear about what they're working on, but you'll also see a few game demos and some game concept pitches as well. In addition, I wanted to share 3 perceptions that I wanted to share with you and for you to potentially keep in mind as we meet with some of these local game studios. First, the Colombian video games industry is still early, it's still developing, but it's actually developing at a quite fast pace. And I believe the reason why is that the spirit and the energy of the community here is actually extremely positive. And so there's definitely more of feeling of collaboration relative to competition. And a lot of the studios meet together and share a lot of information with each other. And so the first perception is essentially that while still early, I do believe that Colombia is gaining very quickly, especially given the strength of their community here. The second perception I have has to do with the strength of the art capability here in Colombia. I believe there's something that has to do with the culture or something with the country. And maybe it's all of Latin America, but clearly when it comes to art capability, that's actually extremely strong. You'll hear us talk about this issue with some of the local game studios as well, but I certainly believe that that is one of the key strengths here in Colombia. And again, I'm not sure about the other countries, but potentially all of Latin America. And finally, it's interesting to note the similarities in terms of the business model of a lot of the game studios here in Colombia. And so I mentioned that the art capability is quite strong, but if you look at a lot of that video game companies here, I would say even 90% of the studios that develop generally start from a services business, and typically from an art services business where they are developing art on a work for hire basis, generally for companies outside of Colombia. And then as they start to build cash into their company, then they start bringing in development capability, and from there start to work on their own internal games. And generally that shift is starts with maybe all work for hire, then they'll start working on their own games and go 50-50, and then some of them, if they're successful enough, will then just fully shift into an independent game studio and focus on that. Finally, make sure you hang on to check out some of the Colombian nightlife. I think you'll find that pretty interesting, especially the flaming shot that appears later in this video coming up, so stay tuned.
Hi, so I'm Dave Vega. I'm a senior technical artist at Rockstar Games. I came here a couple of years ago because I wanted to see I'm really into Secret. Okay. So I met the organizer for the animation portion, and I came here all those years back and thought it was great. And an opportunity came up with my friend who told me about what was going on with the video game industry here, and they wanted to have a panelist from Colombia to come down here. And so I said yes.
And what did you talk about in your talk?
So today we're just going to talk about what it's like to get into the industry, basically. Yeah. Especially from a Colombia to the outside world kind of perspective. What do you have to do to make it outside?
Right. And what has been the secret of Rockstar's success?
Making money.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. And Jacob, what brought you to Colombia 4.0? Well, first of all, who are you? What do you do? And what brought you to Colombia 4.0?
I am the program director of Nordic Game, the Nordic Game Conference, and also the Nordic Game Discovery Contest. The conference is the largest one in Europe, and we are celebrating our 16 years anniversary next May. I've been invited here to talk about what I call the Nordic games industry wonder. Okay. I was part of a government initiative back in 2004, which were trying to establish a common Nordic games industry. So instead of just being, the Nordic countries by themselves, we tried to unify them and try to make a whole regional industry. And that is what I'm talking about today.
Oh, awesome. All right. Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you, man.
Hello, everyone. This is Eivar Rojas. I'm co-founder of Efecto Studios. I'm helping the studio to develop businesses in services, but in IP. And we mainly focus on PC console development, mostly content, 3D art, animation, concept art. This is
right. And some of the work that you guys have done, for example, Arc. Could you talk about some of the other projects that you guys have worked on?
Previous Arc or after Arc, we were involved in other projects like Dark and Light. That was a really big, massive project from China. Yeah. Other project that we used to help, it was Atlas, the project after Arc. Okay. And we helped to generate a lot of content for after launching Arc, like DLCs, several stuff. And now currently working with Square Enix, working with Funcom, other big studios.
Right. Now, we just had a conversation about, why is it that in Colombia you have access to really great artists? So what is it? So maybe you could talk to us a little bit about why you think artists are so good here in Colombia relative to other disciplines.
Well, this is an interesting thought, and we were wondering previous this video, but I think one of the most important part is being aligned culturally with North America. I mean, we watch all the TV shows from North America, all the Hollywood movies. So all the cultural alignment with North American consumers is really easy for us to understand it. But at the same time, our context as a Colombian is way different as an average American. So I think one of the most important skills for a designer is being flexible, is trying to push the borders of the design to find new ways to express that feelings or that art or that 3D model. So all the artists that you used to find here are trying to cross that border, to not be the average 3D modeler is trying to find new ways to express the art. So thanks to that and to this alignment culturally helps these guys to have better skills and not just technical skills.
All right, thanks, Eivar.
Welcome.
Hey guys, and that's a wrap for day one here at Colombia 4.0. Well, actually day two really, since day one was travel here. But I kind of realized, so I flew in last night, gave my talk this morning, and I'm here till Saturday. So looks like I'm gonna hang out for a couple more days. Well, I mean, I'm sure I can work and find other good uses of my time. But yeah, I'll probably try and meet with a few other game studios here and yeah, enjoy my time left here in Bogota, Colombia. Good night. Hey guys, Colombia 4.0 day two. And one thing I didn't mention yesterday is that when in Colombia, you gotta pick up some coffee. So got some Red Minas coffee from Eivar's farm, the CEO of Efecto. And another coffee brand that he recommended that he thinks is really good. Anyway, start of day two today. Basically just going to meet with a few local video game companies here and see if there's a way I can help them out or we could potentially partner in some way. All right, let's go.
Well, we are Ignicion Games. We are a little company from Villavicencio here in Colombia. We work mainly in mobile games.
Yeah.
We've been working with games like Earth Resistance, Celestium, and right now we are working in Animal Fury. That's a little game we have for PC and mobile. It's it's in development. It's a really great game. Yeah.
Great. And could you introduce me to the...
Sure. This is Jorge.
Jorge, okay. Great to meet you, Jorge.
My name is Jorge. I'm the CEO of the Ignition.
Yes?
And this is Adonai. And they are the owners of the company.
Yeah.
I am part of the animation team.
Okay.
We have been also working in game development, like all the programming part, and some conferences about entrepreneurship. So we're working really hard in educating and trying to bring up the industry of video games here in Colombia.
Oh, great.
Villavicencio too.
Okay. Ignition Games is working on 3 games. The first is Animal Fury, which is almost completed development, and then 2 games that are kind of in the concept phase, Celestium and Earth Resistance. Jorge, can you take us through each of the games and kind of what you have?
Podemos ir a cada uno de los juegos, pero ir mostrando los concepts.
Yes, so maybe starting, okay, well, yeah, so you guys also have art services, so this is some of the concept art that you guys have done, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, this is the art for Earth Resistance and Animal Fury.
Okay. And maybe could we jump into some of the games?
Sure. Podemos ir a los slides específicos de Celestium y Earth Resistance.
Okay.
This is Celestium. Yeah.
And again, you guys are looking for funding for this game,
yes.
right? About 40,000 US dollars, is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
40,000 for Celestium.
And this is a FPS.
Yes.
Yeah, the concept art is really, really good. This is Celestium. Yeah, very nice. Those characters are awesome. And then, what was the other game?
Earth Resistance.
Earth Resistance. And you said this is a tower defense game?
Yes.
And for this game, you are also looking for funding?
Por eso que también es funded, ¿cierto? Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the concept art is very, very good.
We actually have a link in our webpage where you can see the concept art from Celestium and Earth Resistance. Animal Fury.
Animal Fury, here we go.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. All right, guys, Ignition Games. Thanks a lot.
My name is Jorge Bedoya. I'm an attorney, and I work really close to video game studios here in Colombia and in South America. So I represent them on their publishing deals and their international contracts, and basically help them on all of their biz dev around the globe, and trying to get deals. And I'm here in Colombia 4.0 because I also work next to the government and regional government of the Atlántico.
Right.
And we're also sponsoring our own version of Colombia 4.0 in November 6 and 7.
Yeah.
And one of the other reasons I'm here is because I'm also going to be the moderator at a panel that's going to talk about, how to deal, how local companies here in Colombia are dealing with their teams, how to keep them motivated and stuff like that.
Right. And Jorge, you actually represent a lot of companies in South America.
Yes.
And so if you're a South American company and need legal advice, those are the types of companies that should try to contact you, right?
Yeah.
And then also, because you know so many of the video game studios in South America, would you suggest that if people are interested in business development with companies in South America, that they reach out to you and ask you for advice on some of the better game studios to try and contact?
Yeah, for sure. Like, one of the things that everybody has been doing here is it's a really solid community. We, as a country, Colombia makes part of what's called the Federation, which is basically the group it's all of the federations from the other countries like Argentina, Brazil, even countries from Central America.
Right.
And we're all pretty aware of our strengths and which studio is doing what, and we're pretty aware of how to point you in the right direction if you're searching for a business or for a particular studio to develop X or Y function or service.
Right. Awesome. Okay, thank you very much, Jorge.
Oh, thank you.
From Dreams Incorporated, could you tell us a little bit about your company, who you are, and then maybe the game project that you've been working on?
My name is Sebastian Villarreal. I am the art director and animation director of Ries. As the game we are working on is a very, very amazing game. It's very beautiful. I work on Dreams Incorporated and SIG, and that's all. Tomorrow I got a panel on the SIGGRAPH here in Bogota. So I'm going to talk about the character design process, the animation process too, everything related to animation and art stuff as well.
And Chris Tales has been getting a lot of publicity, especially here in Latin America. Could you tell us a little bit more about the game?
A lot of publicity from the game is because it's like there are a lot of talent of people from here, from Colombia.
Yep.
And the same people are talking about a lot of the game. It's received very well. People love the game a lot. and it's amazing to see how the people are receiving the game in that kind of a beautiful way.
Okay, great. Thanks, Sebastian.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Isaac. I am from Barranquilla, Colombia. I am the CEO of Kioa, and in the studio right now currently working on a narrative game with a really special art direction with that has this black and white noir cinema style, and I hope you guys find it interesting, and here is a video.
Lily.
Oh good, you're still alive. Thanks for the update. I know you're supposed to be the busy one, but a text costs nothing on a pirate network.
Okay. And you lost your voice, and why did you lose your voice?
Because game development is hard and requires
it was Miikka's fault, right?
Yeah, it was Miikka's fault. Yeah.
All right, cool, thank you.
It's everyone's fault.
Hey everybody, I'm here with Juan and Oliver, but Juan's with Indie Level 1. They are a company working on some interesting game projects, including a female-focused game, a coding game, and actually a pretty interesting VR project. And Oliver, you're here as a friend to help translate, right?
Yeah.
And so, but the one game that we wanted to show to people is the VR game, which is like a VR cooking game. Am I right?
Yeah, World Cuisine.
Okay, yeah, let's check it out.
So, World Cuisine is about preparing food, about plates from all over the world, where you, besides preparing food, you have to treat good to your customers, because the better you treat them, the more money you will get, and you will be able to buy more stuff that you can use to prepare even more food from other parts of the world and things like that. Is as you can see, it's a VR game. And ¿qué más quieres pedir?
No, que está para los sistemas.
Oh well, yeah, it's for Oculus Quest, Oculus Rift, HTC Vive. It's mostly finished. It's already in a very close to finish development stage.
Okay. Mientras más vas atendiendo clientes, más dinero alcanzas a ganar en una tienda y puedes comprar muchas más cartas y agrandar tu negocio. Y digamos que básicamente lo que buscamos es constantemente agregar más platos para que se convierta en una biblioteca gigante de comidas.
Oh, okay, yeah. So basically they want to keep supporting the game to add more and more plates, so it can be a huge library with many options of plays about the world.
And so what is Juan looking for? Is he looking for funding or for a publisher or for...
Yeah, he's looking for a publisher, so...
For a publisher, okay. All right, so if anybody out there in YouTube land is interested in publishing this game, I will leave Juan's contact information in the show notes. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Hey, guys. It's also applause for you guys because it's already 4 p.m. So I hope you have some energy left. If you have them, just wave. Perfect. So today I'm going to talk about soft launch. And my name is Matej Lancaric.
Plataformas web, aplicaciones móviles y música. A continuación, invito a que me acompañe en la tarima a la ministra de Tecnologías de la Información y las
now we are going to experience the direct opposite.
Nieto, this place right here, the bar club.
Haciendo de seguridad.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
My name is Andre Felipe Merchandosa. I am from Colombia. I work creating and composing music for video games with sound effects. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been creating music since I was 9 years old. I studied music at Universidad Bosque, and right now I'm looking for projects in which I can collaborate as a musician or as a sound designer to make it into this industry, this fabulous industry that is video games. That is my other passion aside from music.
Great, thank you. All right, guys, and that is a wrap for day 3. It was really hard to network with local developers here when you're at a really loud bar, but got to meet a few folks, and then it just got a little too loud for me, so I bailed out. But anyway, it was pretty cool, and the flaming cocktail was actually pretty interesting. So anyway, all right, end of day 3. Hey, Alejandro. How are you doing, man? This is the office right here? Okay. Remember that this girl from PR asked for a video launch? Hey guys, I'm here with Alejandro and Jairo from Jam City, Bogota. You guys rebranded, right?
We rebranded.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Can you tell the audience here a little bit about who you guys are and what you guys do?
Sure. I'm Alejandro. I'm co-founder at Brains, now Jam City Bogota, and we kind of run the local studio here for Jam City.
Yeah, I'm Jairo. I'm Alejandro's partner and also co-founder of what used to be Brains, now Jam City Bogota. I'm the creative director here, and yeah, we make games from Bogota, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
Okay, and maybe for the audience that don't know a lot about Colombia, could you talk to us a little bit about what's great about making games here in Bogota or Colombia?
Sure. Video game industry in Colombia is very young. So I'd say that about 8 years ago, if you'd say we make video games here, nobody would take your word for it. It's evolved quite a bit. So community here is pretty cool. Some very interesting and talented developers and studios working in different kind of genres and platforms and games. But for the most part, I guess that it has similar challenges to any emerging market, and just getting kind of government, universities, studios to work together, but a very kind of cooperative and open kind of community.
Yeah, I definitely double down on how cooperative the different studios are. We work very closely with I would call everyone in the different studios our friends.
Yeah.
Because we don't see ourselves as competition, but more as, you know, if everyone does well, you know, if one does well, all of us will start doing well. And so we like to help each other out whenever we can. And I would also say that one of the things that has been interesting in Colombia in the local ecosystem is that it first was very centered around Bogota, and it's now expanded to a lot of cities in Colombia and the rest of the country. So it's not just Bogota making games. Pretty much all the cities in Colombia are somehow involved in this.
Yeah, and there are
pretty cool.
beautiful games coming out, like from Bucaramanga, Medellin, Barranquilla.
Right.
So it's growing.
Yeah, and I mean, I have to totally agree with you guys. The one thing that I noticed as an outsider is just the positive energy, right? The cooperative spirit, whether, you know, you guys and Efecto and Television, how you guys really try to build the community here and make it really positive. But yeah, that's been really cool about Colombia.
Well, I think that's helped us shorten the distances. Like we started pretty late in the game of making games, to be redundant, but I think that cooperation and kind of just openness and being able to rely kind of in one another and share has been like just sharing has been major and pretty positive overall.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am leaving early tomorrow morning. It's about 1 or 2 a.m. right now, so I'll probably sleep for about 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours, and then head over to the airport. So, yeah, wrapping up the trip. What's up? It's 4 a.m. leaving for the airport. Hey guys, it's 4:09 a.m. at the airport. The hotel woke me up at 3:30, so I probably slept anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half, but at least I'm headed home. All right. Fuck man, this is a long ass line. U8, United Airlines takes forever. Well, touchdown in Houston. Looks like I got 6 hours to kill in this crazy ass layover, but looks like I'll probably just hit the Centurion Lounge and get some work done. Alright guys, that's a wrap for Colombia 5.0. I arrived at San Jose and heading home now.